Hello, second grade. Today we are moving on to lesson 25, which is talking about money. I know we only did 3 days of time, but I want to get a little bit of as much as possible into lessons. So I have to skip ahead, unfortunately. But this way, when you head into third grade, at least you have a little bit of each topic. So if you haven't looked at the lesson plan, at the top it says instruction and there's a chart. It gives you pictures of all the coins, and it also tells you how much they're worth. And it also tells you how many of each you would need to make $1. So let's just review real quick. This is a quarter, which is worth 25 cents. And quarters actually have different backs now. So it used to be a quarter, always had that back, that little eagle. But now they make a quarter for each state. And so all the backs of the quarters are different. They're not the eagle anymore. So this one happens to be the state for Massachusetts. So let's see here. There we go. But they're both a quarter. They're both worth 25 cents. Then we have the smallest in size coin, the dime. And then the back of the dime looks like that. And a dime is worth 10 cents. Then we have the nickel. And this is the back of the nickel. And the nickel's worth 5 cents. And then we have our penny, which is that copper color. The rest of them are silver. This one is the copper color. And our penny is worth 1 cent. And again, on the lesson plan, there is a chart at the top that tells you the worth of each coin. Let's go ahead and start talking about our lesson today. It says, you know how to count by ones, fives, and tens, which you do. We've counted by ones and fives and tens. We've counted by 20s. We've counted by threes. So 1, 5s, and 10s we've got. Lee, Seth, and Jack each have 5 coins. By the way, I'm on page 258 in book number 1, if I didn't tell you that. Lee, Seth, and Jack each have 5 coins. Here's Lee. He has 5 coins. And they're those coins that are copper. And remember, I said those are pennies, and pennies are worth 1. So Lee has 5 pennies. Seth has 5 nickels. These are 5 nickels, and nickels are worth 5 cents. And Jack over here, he's the rich one. He's got 5 dimes. And remember, dimes are worth 10 cents. So we've got Lee's got 5 pennies, Seth has 5 nickels, and Jack has 5 dimes. A. Lee has 5 pennies. Each penny is worth 1 cent. Count by ones to find how many cents she has. All right. I'm going to go with that one. Got it. Okay. So if I'm counting by ones, I go 1, 2. This would be 3. That's a big 3. 4. And 5. Again, counting by ones for pennies. Seth has 5 nickels. Each nickel is worth 5 cents. Count by fives to find how many cents he has. So we're counting by fives. 5, 10, 15. Sorry, I'm not writing very nicely today. 20. And then 25. If I'm counting by fives, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I count by fives when I'm using nickels. Okay. Jack has 5 dimes. Each dime is worth 10 cents. Count by tens to find how many cents he has. So we're counting by tens because Jack has dimes. 10, 20. I wonder if I could use this. I'm going to experiment really quick. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. I'm counting by tens because Jack has dimes. So let's review. Lee had pennies, and that's why we counted by ones. Seth had nickels. Nickels are worth 5 cents, and that's why we counted by fives. Jack has dimes. Dimes are worth 10 cents, so that's why we counted by 10. Who has the most cents? Explain how you know. Okay, so Lee ended up with 5 cents. Seth ended up with 25 cents. And Jack ended up with 50 cents. Who has the most? Well, would you rather have 5 cents, 25 cents, or 50 cents? I would rather have 50 cents. I want the most. So who has the most cents? Jack has the most cents. So you can go ahead and fill that in right there. That Jack, I'm just going to write a J, has the most cents. And how do you know? I know that 50 is greater than 25 and 5. That's how I know. So you can go ahead and fill in D. Jack has the most cents, and then you have to explain. You can't just say Jack. Explain how you know. I know this because 50 is greater than 25 and 5. Okay. Oops. Let's take that pen off. We're going to go to the cursor. That's why I never used it, because it doesn't go away, guys. See, I'm learning stuff with you guys as we go. Okay, now we're good. Okay. Next page, which is 259. You can learn about the value of money. Each type of coin and bill has a different value. So this kind of is the same chart that I copied onto the instruction part of the lesson. A penny is worth 1 cent. Here's the front and the back. A nickel, a dime, a quarter. So you can use this chart as well in case you don't want to go back to the lesson plan. A bill is worth the same amount as 100. And look at that sign right there. That's not the dollar sign. That's the cents sign. So 100 cents is the same as $1. So take a look right there. That's the dollar sign. That's the cents sign. That's an important 2 signs to remember. There are also other types of bills, such as a $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100. This right here is the $1 bill, which is worth 100 cents. Okay. Let's talk about number 1. Each child in the problem on the previous page has 5 coins. Why don't they all have the same amount of money? Why don't they all have the same amount of money? Think about that question. Do they all have the same coins? No, they didn't all have the same coins. One had 5 pennies, one had 5 nickels, and one had 5 dimes. Each of those coins is worth a different amount of money. So even though they all had 5 coins, they had different coins, and each coin is worth a different amount. So that's why they didn't all have the same amount of money. If I have 5 quarters and you have 5 pennies, we may have 5 and 5, but we don't have the same amount of money. Okay? So go ahead and fill in for number 1. And remember, you can pause the video because we are moving along. We're going to do a few pages today just because the first couple pages was just kind of an introductory and a reminder of what you learned of coins in first grade. So this isn't brand new. Next one, it says, read the problem, then you will explore ways to find the value of coins. Value means how much they are, okay? Value means how much they are worth. So the value of a dime is 10 cents. The value of a penny is 1 cent. The value of a nickel is 5 cents. The value of a quarter is 25 cents. All right. Eric found some coins on the floor. How many cents did he find? It says picture it. You can sort the coins and think about the value of each coin. So look what they did here. I'm going to touch my pen here again. They took these coins right here and they just grouped them together. They put the dimes. So that was a dime, that was a dime, and that was a dime. They put them together. And then they put the 3 nickels together. That was a nickel, that was a nickel, and that was a nickel. And then they put the 2 pennies together. So they didn't change the coins in any way. They didn't put more dimes or more nickels. All they did is put them in order. And they happened to put them in order from the value greatest to least. So not size, because that dime is smallest, but the value greatest to least. Okay. It says you can make a model. So what they did is they erased all those coins and they just used the number instead. And then I want to show you another way. I'm going to use my eraser and erase this stuff for you guys. Sorry, my camera is shaking. All right. I want to show you another way that you are actually going to see in your book 2. When it has the 10, 10, and 10 together, I can add like numbers. So I know 10 plus 10 plus 10, I can count 10, 20, 30. So I can group these numbers together instead of having to look at that big problem and say, oh my gosh, that's so many numbers to add. Well, let's break it down. That's 30. And then I'll take my 5s and count by 5s 3 times because there's 3 5s, 5, 10, 15. So I know that equals 15. And then I can take my 2 1s. I know 1 plus 1 equals 2. And now I only have 3 numbers to add instead of 8 numbers to add. So if I group those like numbers, that's also a technique or a strategy that I can use to help me add when it comes to adding coins. Because sometimes you have a lot of coins to add, and it's just easier to add those like numbers. All right, so now we're just going to explain what we just did. So I'm still using those 3 dimes, 3 nickels, and 2 pennies. It says use skip counting to find the value. Each time the coins change, be sure to change what you are counting by. So if I'm counting by 10s because I see dimes, as soon as I see a nickel, I have to stop counting by 10s and count by 5s instead. All right, let me get my pen here. 10, 20, Sorry, I'm pointing to the screen. You can't even see me point to the screen. Now you can. 10, 20. This is still a dime, so I'm still counting by tens. 10, 20. Next one would be 30. Check my coin. That's not a dime anymore, so I'm not counting by tens. Now I'm going to count by five. So 10, 20, 30, and then plus 5 would be 35. Check my coin again. My next coin is a nickel, so I'm still counting by fives. 30, 35. 35 plus 5 would be 40. Check my coin again. That's a nickel, so I'm still continuing to count by fives. 30, 35, 40. And if you have to do that jingle, do that jingle. Whatever is going to help you. Checking my coin. Am I still counting by fives? Nope. Changed coins. That's a copper coin. I know that's a penny. So now I'm going to go up by 1. So 45. What's the next number after 45? If I'm counting by ones now, it would be 46. The next number after that, if I'm counting by ones, is 47. Okay. Eric added the values like this, which is what I showed you just on the last page. I guess on the last page when we scroll up. I added the tens, which equal 30. I added the fives, which equal 15. I added the the ones, which equals 2. 30 plus 15 plus 2. I can do that. 30 plus 15 plus 2. Add them. 0 plus 5 plus 2. That's 7. 3 plus 1. That's 4. Did I get the same answer up here? 47. 47. So right here, I would put 47 cents. Draw another set of coins that has the same value as Eric's set of coins. So you can draw any combination of coins as long as it equals 47 cents. You could do 47 pennies if you want to sit there and draw 47 pennies. You could do nickels and pennies. You could do dimes and pennies. You could do dimes, a nickel, and pennies. But it has to equal 47 cents. And it cannot be 3 dimes, 3 nickels, and 2 pennies like up here. It has to be a different combination of coins for number 4. I'm going to let you do that one. As long as it equals 47 cents, I do not care what combination you use, as long as you don't use the combination that we already did up here. All right, number 5. Blair has these coins. How many cents does she have? All right, let's get my pen out. She has 2 quarters. 1, 2. So 25. 25. And this is just one strategy you can use. You do not have to use this strategy if you are more comfortable with something like up here, or if you are more comfortable with drawing the coins out right here, you can do that. Put them in order, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm just showing you one strategy. Then she has 1, 2 dimes. I'm going to cross those dimes out. Then she has 1, 2 nickels. Cross cross those nickels out. Then she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 25 plus 25. If I have 2 quarters, I know I have 50 cents. And I'm going to go down there into that next page. If I have 10 plus 10, if I count by tens, 10, 20, that's 20 cents. If I have 5 plus 5, I know that's 10 cents. And then I have 5 pennies, that's 5 cents. Now, instead of adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers, now I only have 4 to add. So I'm going to go up here. 50 plus 20 plus 10 plus 5. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. Plus 1 more is 8. So, how many cents does Blair have? She has 85 cents. Let's see if I can write that small right there. Okay. Draw another set of coins that is worth the same amount. So just like you did up here, you're going to draw coins down here, but instead this time it's going to equal 85 cents. So you can use your combination of quarters and dimes and nickels and pennies as long as it's not this combination, and draw them here, but it has to equal 85 cents. Okay? When you're done, you're going to move on to book number 2. And I did skip the first 2 pages of book number 2 for this lesson. And you instead are going to do pages 285 and 286 when you are ready, okay? If you have any questions, ask someone to email me and I will help you. Good luck and have fun.